If you've ever wondered what is the best online image editor in 2026, here's the short answer. Adobe offers web-based tools that together cover the full creative workflow. But downloading and running software locally on your computer sometimes can often slow down your creative process. Fortunately though, there are a ton of web-based options for several creative applications. Now in today's video, I'm going to be covering some of the best online image editors in Adobe's ecosystem. If you don't know, there are several Adobe apps that can be accessed directly in your web browser. Here's a quick breakdown of the best web-based image editors available right now that offer a combination of professional-grade editing, AI generation, and template publishing. For professional level photo editing in your browser, that's Photoshop on the web. For AI image generation and background replacement, Adobe Firefly is the strongest free option available. And for templates and social content, Adobe Express is the fastest publishing workflow out there. I'm excited to partner with Adobe on this video to show you some of the best online photo editing tools available right now. Let's check them out. In the online version of Adobe Photoshop, Photoshop on the web, you can access a lot of the same powerful AI image editing features you'd find in the desktop version. You can use AI to help remove backgrounds, select and auto-generate different parts of your scene, as well as expand and upscale your images. One specific feature that's really nice is that if you have a PSD file, you can open it directly in Photoshop on the web. This can be very helpful if you don't have the Photoshop desktop app currently installed on your computer and you need to go in and make some changes. So if you've ever asked yourself, can I edit these photos on my computer without needing to install anything? This is your answer. And unlike those other free browser editors, you're getting the Firefly-powered AI tools on top of that PSD compatibility. All right, let's dive into Photoshop on the web and show you some of the powerful AI online image editing tools that you can use in this web-based version. For this tutorial, I'm looking to make some edits to some profile photos of mine to be used in some marketing material for my drone business. All right, as you can see, we're inside Photoshop on the web, and I can click this Upload File button to get started. I'm going to choose to upload from my computer, and I'm going to be editing this photo here. I'm going to be extending it so that we can bring back in more of the drone, as well as removing the background. I'm also going to be showing you some of the cool generative AI tools inside Photoshop on the web. So I'm going to choose to open this file. The first thing we'll do is just make some fine-tune adjustments. I'm going to go over to the adjustments panel here. I'm going to choose brighten and contrast and brighten up my image a little bit. As you can see, it creates a new layer on top of my original layer here. I'm also going to boost the saturation by clicking on hue and saturation. I'm going to just boost it a little bit here. That way it just brightens and saturates our image a little bit more. All right, let's say if we want to expand our image and extend the edges of it. We can easily click on our image and go over to the Generate tab. And under Generative Expand, we can choose to rearrange our image and expand the edges by clicking and dragging. You can also click in the width and height that you prefer on the left-hand side. But for now, I'm going to expand it right around there is good. You can click Expand at the bottom right here. And Photoshop on the web will use AI to fill in the surrounding area. As you can see, we have 3 different options to choose from at the bottom. This is the first option, this is the second option, and this is the third option. Third option doesn't include the propeller here on the left-hand side. This one looks most natural in my opinion. The first one's not bad, but the propeller is a little wonky. So I'm going to go with the second option here. Now, some other generative tools that are really nice is the Generative Remove tool. You can remove different elements on your screen by simply brushing over them. To access this, you can navigate to the Retouch tab, and the Remove tool will use AI to remove objects using its surrounding. So with it selected, we can choose to bring up our brush size. I'm going to zoom in by pinching on my trackpad here, and we're going to remove the top of this Velcro on the drone. That way it's less distracting. So first I'm going to click on my layer here on the right hand side and then just click and brush over this just to fill it in. This is a very strong AI feature inside Photoshop on the web to make some light changes and tweaks to your image to remove distractions from your shot. You can also use Generative Fill directly inside Photoshop on the web. Let's say if I wanted to add an element to where I'm pointing at the top right, I can easily go back to the Generative tab and next to Generative Fill, have that selected, and under Mode, you can choose different options for the selection. I'm going to choose Rectangular Marquee. I'm just going to simply select the area that I'd like to add something into. And this is where you can use prompt-based editing to add in different elements to your scene. So let's say if we wanted to add a camera drone to the scene, I can easily add camera drone as the prompt. You also have different models under Firefly. Right now I'm going to choose Firefly Image 3 as it's commercially safe, but you also have some partner models to choose from as well. I'm going to click Fill, and similar to Generative Expand, it will give us 3 different options to choose from. So as you can see, we have our 3 options here. This is the first one, this is the second one, and this is the third one. So all look really nice. I kind of like the second one here, but this is a very powerful tool to add and remove different elements to your scene. Lastly, let's remove the background here. So I'm actually going to undo this camera drone. You can see it adds a layer to the right-hand side. I'm easily just going to click on that layer and click delete. So let's say if you didn't want it anymore, you can easily remove different layers. But let's say if we wanted to remove our background, what we can easily do is just select all these layers by holding down Shift. I'm going to select all of them by clicking on the top layer. I'm going to right click, and now I'm going to click on Group Layers. This groups them all together, and from here what I can do is right click and go to Convert to Smart Object. This retains all the layers, that way it's non-destructive, and we can always reopen the Smart Object layer by clicking on this Edit Smart Object, and we can make fine-tune adjustments if needed. But from here what we can do is remove the background using the toolbar at the bottom. So you can see we have this Remove Background button, can easily click on this, and it will remove the background for us. It does a really nice job keeping in the drone and me pointing, and now we can use this in different designs. To download an image, you can easily click the download button at the top right and click download on computer. As you can see, there are a lot of powerful AI image editing features directly inside Photoshop on the web. For anyone looking for the best image editor online that works right inside your browser, this is a really strong option. Another online AI image editing tool that's very helpful is Adobe Firefly. Adobe Firefly is Adobe's dedicated web-based AI image generation tool. With Firefly, you can generate AI images and use prompts to make edits to them. You can remove certain parts of your image using Generative Remove, and probably one of my favorite features is completely replacing the background of your image and the different elements within it. In this example, I'm going to take one of these photos of me with my drone and use Firefly to change the background and add different elements to my scene. I'm also going to be showing how you can generate unique images based on a reference photo inside Adobe Firefly. This is honestly one of the most impressive free AI image editing tools I've come across. And again, no downloads required. All right, so right now I'm inside Adobe Firefly, and to get started, I recommend going into this More button here. This will expand your view where you can really see all the different settings to generate your images. Firstly, you have the model. So if you click on this dropdown, you can choose from one of the Adobe Firefly models, which are commercially safe, or you can also choose one of the partner models down below. So you have a lot of flexibility. If you want to make sure you're commercially safe, you can go with one of the Firefly models. I'm going to do Firefly Image 5. You can choose the aspect ratio. You can also choose the resolution, and you can also choose to upload a reference image. I'm going to do that, so I'm going to click Upload Image from your device. And I have this photo here. What I'd love to do is just replace this bird and add in a camera drone for my camera drone business. So what I'm going to do is open, and then inside the prompt at the bottom here, I'm going to type in Keep Background and replace the bird with a camera drone. Then I can click this Generate button at the bottom right, and we can see that Firefly is generating our image. You don't necessarily need a reference image, but it's very helpful if you're trying to achieve a certain style. As you can see, it generated our image. If we like it, we can easily click download, or if you want to edit it even further, you can open it on Photoshop on the web. I'm going to choose to download for now. Now, right now we're in the Generate tab, but you can also choose to upload and edit your images as well. If we head over to the Edit tab, you can choose to upload photos from your device. So I'm going to click your device here. I'm going to upload this image here. What I basically want to do is remove the background and put me inside a construction site. That way it showcases me doing more drone inspection construction work. So I'm going to choose to open. This time I'm going to choose Gemini as the partner model. And I'm going to type in keep subject in the frame, but replace the background with a construction site during the daytime. Should be a sunny day. Then I'm going to click generate. And as you can see, it updated our image. What I really like about Firefly is it makes it look very realistic too. You can see it added shadows to my image and made me look like I'm really there. Now, what makes Firefly very powerful is that you can continue using prompts to make edits to your image. So let's say if instead of a sunny day, I wanted it to be at sunset, I can easily update my prompt down below. As you can see, it updated our photo here. So you can see the power in this tool. You can keep prompting to get more specific looks for your images. I'm going to actually go back to this image here, and I'm not really dressed that well for a construction site. Let's add some elements to our scene. So I'm going to type in, add a yellow high visibility construction vest to the subject as well as a white safety helmet. I'm going to click generate. And as you can see, it did a really nice job with this image. It added the vest and the helmet, and I look like I'm actually at the construction site. So if you're happy with your output, you can click download and download it directly to your computer. The possibilities are endless with Firefly. I can continue making prompt-driven edits to my image until I get the desired outcome I'm looking for. If you're looking for the best image editor online for AI-powered work specifically, Firefly is the strongest web-based option available right now. And the commercial safety of the model is a real differentiator if you're using this for business content. Now that we have all these edited images, it would be nice if we could take these and easily add them to different design templates that I could then use for my business. This is where Adobe Express comes in. In Adobe Express, you can choose from a ton of design templates, easily drag and drop images into them, and quickly get to publishing your content all on the web without needing to have software installed on your computer. For this example, I'll be creating some new business cards for my drone business, as well as some Q&A graphics for social media. Alright, so I'm inside Adobe Express, and to see all the templates available, you can choose to click on templates on the left-hand side. You can browse several templates on the website, but what I'm going to do is type in business cards. That way it narrows down our search and we can browse all the different business card templates on Adobe Express. I'm going to choose this one here. You can easily click Customize Template and start changing out the different elements within the template. So firstly, I'm going to change out the photo. So you can easily click on the photo and click replace in the middle here and choose to replace with upload. I'm going to choose to upload our generated photo and click open. I can change out all the text on the left-hand side. And let's say if I actually wanted to remove the background, I can do that inside Adobe Express. You can easily click on your image, and on the left-hand side, you have different image editing options here. So not only can you remove the background in Photoshop on the web or replace the background in Firefly, you also have some options inside Adobe Express as well. So I can easily click this remove background button, and it'll remove the background for me. So this is a really cool feature. If you wanted to crop images, you can easily click and drag on the left or right-hand side to kind of crop your different images. For example, I'm cropping to the left here. That way it fills in all the way up to the edge of the shape here. And what's nice about Adobe Express is once you make all your desired changes with business cards or any other marketing material, you can order prints directly at the top right. Or if you want to export directly out of Adobe Express, you can easily click this download button at the top right to download it in different file formats. Now let's create some social media Q&A graphics. For this, I'm going to go over to templates and search for Q&A inside the search panel. This is what I had in mind for my graphics. I'm going to click on this and click customize template. Once again, I can click on the image and choose to replace it at the top here. I'm going to replace with upload. I'm going to choose to replace it with this photo of me that we cut out from Adobe Photoshop on the web earlier. I'm going to choose open. I can choose to rearrange and recrop my image by clicking and dragging around the boxes. I'm going to choose to move over this text. If you didn't want one of the elements, you can easily click on it and click delete. For now, I'm just going to rearrange these different elements. That way I'm pointing at the Q&A graphic here. Now you'll notice that the style is in black and white, and you can change the style by clicking on a layer and going over to the effects tab on the left-hand side. As you can see for tones, grayscale is selected. But if you wanted to go back to normal, you can easily click none. You can see now it's in color. I kind of like the grayscale effect, so I'm going to choose that. You can explore a lot of the different options by clicking on the left-hand side and going through all the different tones and different options for the effects. In addition to effects for images, you can also add effects to text. So let's say if I wanted to make the Q&A kind of more fancy looking and pop out of the image, I can easily click on it, and on the left-hand side, I have generate text effects. I can click on view all, and I can actually create my own by clicking on this pencil button. I can describe what I'm looking for. I'm going to type in white and silver shiny and click generate at the bottom. If we scroll down here, it gives us a few options to choose. We can select the different options here and it'll update inside our preview. If I zoom in a little bit, we can see the output. I kind of like the first option here. I think that's nice, but you can also generate more down below to get even more options on the left-hand side. While that's generating, I'm going to update some of the text here. Easily just going to double click and just replace my text. With text boxes, when you replace text and you want to expand it, you can easily click and drag the edge to expand the text box. So I'm just going to update all this text here. I'm going to zoom out. You You can easily update the boxes and rearrange them depending where you need them. I'm going to click and drag these and move them up a little bit. That way there's a little bit more room. Same with all the graphics at the top here. I'm going to click and drag them up. If we click back on our text here, we can see more options that are available. This one looks really nice. I'm going to update to that option here. You can add different elements into a template by clicking on the Add Content button at the top left. I'm going to choose Media and add in that photo that we generated inside Adobe Firefly. So I'm going to click Upload from Device. I'm going to choose to upload this photo here, click Open, and I'm just going to reposition this underneath the Q&A here. And I can crop my image as well by clicking and dragging on the sides. If I wanted to reorder how the different layers are, I can choose to click and drag the layers on the right-hand side. I'm just going to click and drag this layer underneath all the other layers. That way it's underneath this bottom graphic here. But you'll also notice that when we go to add content media, it'll suggest media based on the file that I'm creating. So it sees that I'm actually creating something for my drone business. So it'll recommend different drones and different elements that I can then use inside my image. For example, a sky would be really nice to add in for the background here. So I can click View All. I'm going to choose to add in this one here. So I'm going to easily click on that and it'll add it to my image. I can then recrop it by clicking and dragging on the edges to fill my frame here. So I'm just going to click and drag on each side. And then I can easily right click on this image and just go to Send to Back. And this will put it underneath everything. So as you can see, we have a nice sky background underneath all of our graphics. And just like that, we were able to create this Q&A social media graphic within a matter of a few minutes. Using these 3 web-based image editors, we were able to edit our images and create professional looking designs within just a matter of a few minutes. Having access to online photo editing tools like these provides a ton of flexibility in how you can create content. But before I wrap up though, here's a quick breakdown of which tool is right for you depending on how you work. If you're a professional or someone who works with complex image files, Photoshop on the web is your best option. If you're focused on AI image generation or need to swap backgrounds and remove objects, Adobe Firefly is the strongest free web-based tool available right now. And if you're a social media creator, small business owner, or anyone who needs to go from idea to publish content fast, Adobe Express gives you templates, AI tools, and one-click publishing all in one place. If you'd like to check these tools out, click the link down in the video description to get started today. Thank you again to Adobe for sponsoring today's video. If you have any questions regarding any of these tools, leave your comments underneath this video. Otherwise, that does it for this video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.